Man, and I use the term in a manly way again today. Hey, welcome back to the Chronicles project. Got the cylinders bored finally, last video. Today I want to get the valves installed, and then I want to paint these jugs and possibly get them on the motor. So we got an ambitious day. I'm not doing a full-fledged valve job on this thing. For several reasons. Flatheads offer you the unique opportunity to fuck up a cylinder and a head at the same time. But anyway, I'm not doing a full valve job on this thing. I suspect the valves are probably impossible to find. I found a source for K model valves, but I don't see a source for KHK valves. I don't know whether or not they're the same. Besides that, for all intents and purposes, these valves are in excellent condition, and there's really no reason to replace them. One problem right here, you could see, the valve should fit in the guide, and indeed this one does not. They happen to be the same size as Sportster valves, and I'm going to do a little reaming on these two valve guides just to make sure they're clean and smooth and straight on the inside. And then we'll address the valve faces and the springs and all that. So here's a little reaming for you. This is a 341 reamer, same reamer I use on Sportsters. And I'm going to put it down through here. The valve, I measure the valve, it is like 339, so the 341 reamer should just skim a little bit off of there and give it 2,000 clearance. Well, there's a challenge I didn't think I would see. My reamer's not long enough. Good. There's not a lot of chips on there, so I did not remove a lot of metal, which is good. Alright, so that was the exhaust valve. Let's make sure it still fits. Nice. Should be about 2,000 clearance between the valve and the guide. Let's see what we're going to do with the intake here. Intake doesn't even drop in there. I mean, I could force it in there, but it's not floating freely. Alright, so let's run that reamer down through the intake valve guide and see how it does. Yeah, I got an idea. Let's use this guy. Good deal. Much better. Must be a little burr right on the end of this thing. Okay, one of the reasons I'm not doing a full valve job on this thing is, well, number one, I don't want to cut the faces of the valves because if I fuck them up, I might not be able to replace the valves. I mean, I don't think I'm going to fuck them up, but you know, you never know. The valves look nearly perfect. I don't see any evidence of really any wear on the face of that valve at all. The margin, this part up here, is nice and wide. It doesn't look like it's ever been cut. The stem is almost perfect. There's no galling. It looks real good. Exhaust valve the same way. The margin's a little narrower on this one. It might have been cut, but nonetheless the face shows no wear whatsoever. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to put a couple of marks on the valve. I'm going to put 3 marks on it. And see where the face of the valve is intersecting with the head. Now I'm not going to rotate this 360, only about 20 or 30 degrees back and forth. If you rotate it 360 and the valve is bent or there's a high spot on the seat, it'll scrape the marker off all the way around. Okay. Boy, see, this is what I don't like though. The valve is touching way out here near the edge. Ideally, you'd want it to touch towards the middle, but it's touching way out towards the edge. It's touching here, it's touching here, and it's touching here. So the seat is concentric with the guide and the valve, which is good, but it's riding way too high, well, a lot higher than I'd like it on the face of the valve. And I really don't know if I could fix that. Anything I do to the seat with the cutter is only going to move it closer to the edge. Anyway, that's the intake. So, you know, I think I might just lap that a little bit. Let's look at the exhaust. Same thing, we'll put 3 marks on there. See where this one touches. Boy, and I don't see any evidence this one is touching at all. Wow, that's a little weird. Huh. Looks like it should be touching. Let's try that again. Huh. No evidence that that valve is touching the seat at all. Interesting. That's going to need some researching. And by researching, I'm going to have to look at it very carefully. Alright, when I perform the procedure in the opposite manner, that is, mark the head, or in this case the cylinder, I could see that I'm putting a little scratch on my black marks. So the valve is hitting, although not hitting here, or barely hitting there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some metal off the top of this without actually touching the seat. I'm going to lower the seat. I could see that the face of the valve, or the head of the valve, was actually kind of up above here. And I think the cylinder is preventing it from dropping all the way in. So we're going to give that a try. Okay, these are the same pilots I use on Sportsters. Okay, we got the 31 angle. We're going to widen the top angle. That's what we're going to do here. Let's take a light pass at that. See what happens. This is one of the trouble with flatheads, is there's so little room. There's no room to waste on this thing whatsoever. I think I'm going to take one pass with the 45 on the actual seat and see what happens. Okay, it looks like the seat is cleaning up. Okay, I've taken just a few twists with the cutter and the hand turning tool, and I'm starting to get contact now. So I think I'm going to go a little bit farther, and I think I should be okay. A little bit more. After looking very, very closely at this, I decided the face of the valve was not cut evenly. So we're going to take a few passes at it with the valve face cutter, and hopefully it'll true it up and everything will work. Let's give that a try. Okay, this is the New Way valve face cutter. Some people don't like them. I like them. Comes in real handy. You know, you got a guy comes in, he's got a bike with, one valve's a little fucked up. If you're not doing a whole valve job, it'll save the one valve, get them on the road quick, easy, and cheap. I like it. Oh, and I put Sharpie all the way around so I could see whether or not we're cutting evenly. This little finger deal over here, when you turn it, it raises the cutters into the valve. I've already taken a couple of passes with it, so this hopefully will be the last few revolutions of this cutter. And I think we're going to call that good and see how it fits. Okay, and we've taken all the Sharpie off except for down here near the bottom of the valve face. I think this valve is going to be hitting out here near the top anyway, so that shouldn't matter. So rather than take off a bunch of material that doesn't need to be taken off, let's try it and see what happens. I'm getting contact over here. I'm getting contact over here, and I'm now getting contact over here. Not quite as good, but there's a little smear mark. So I'm going to go ahead and lap this valve in. I already checked the intake valve. Getting contact here. Got a little smear mark there. It's making contact and contact over here. And both of these are out near the edge. That's not ideal. But we're going to lap them in, see what it looks like, and I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do on this particular cylinder. All right, let's lap a little, do a little lapping here. That's actually not bad. Like I say, it's a little closer to the edge. Well, it's touching the edge, and I really want it to be back from the edge. But on this type of engine, I think that's the best I'm going to get. I think I'm going to be happy with that. I don't know that I could get it any better. I don't know that I could get it any better. Okay, got my 3 witness marks around the edge of the valve. Let's put it in the hole and see if it's seating evenly. I put this extra mark on there so that if I got an area where it's not seating, I could identify where on the seat that area is and take a close look at it. All right, good contact there, good contact there, and good contact there. I'm going to put this one together, and we'll do this one next. Okay, excellent. This one took a little less work than the other one. Got good contact here. Yeah, I did my witness marks after some lapping. I might lap it a little more just for the hell of it, but this one's probably good to go right now. Okay, and this is the rear jug. And by contrast, other than lapping these valves, I am doing nothing. Let me show you. I do my 3 witness mark thing. Drop this one in and give it the 1/3 of a rotation either way. Maybe not even a 1/3, 30, 40 degrees. Pull it out, and I've got 4 flathead apparently, perfect contact area all the way around. That is the intake. Let's do the exhaust. I've already lapped these, by the way, I'm just showing you. Pull them out. Got my good contact area all the way around. I'm very happy with that. I had intended to make this the last video of the series, but this video was just getting too long. So in that case, I am out of here. Hey, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And the next video will be the last one of this series. Thank you. Bye.